Hello, Taurus, Taurus Rising, and Taurus Moon. I hope that your month has gotten off to a great start. This is your August 2016 reading, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what this month brings. We're well past the halfway point for the year, and this is a great time for you to sort of take stock and look at where you're at as far as your, if you believe in New Year's resolutions or just sort of like annual goals. Take a look now and see, am I tracking to where I wanted to be tracking? So for those of you that are new to the channel, I basically will take a look at the month overall using a Celtic cross. Then I use channeled information as well to add information to that. And then we look at health, wealth, love, and destiny to make sure that all of those areas are sort of touched upon. I know that those are the most popular. So your channeled information this month is to be a champion of others. Because a lot of times we see like champion or hero and you think of it being more about your deeds, your accomplishments. But one thing that any really effective leader does is praises, supports, and fosters a feeling of like group success, basically. So just remember and realize that your success is based in part on what the group is doing, and when others succeed around you, you're succeeding as well. So a true champion is someone who makes sure that they observe, that they recognize, and that they encourage success around them. Okay? Let's go ahead and shuffle the cards. One other thing that comes through with that while I'm shuffling is a lot of times when you see people succeeding around you, you think to yourself, has my time passed? Is my success somehow diminished? And the answer to that is no. I believe strongly that we all have something to offer, and that a lot of it is about being at the right time at the right place. And if someone else is shining right now, it may be their time, it's their opportunity. You need to focus on parts of your life, parts of your own person that you can sort of amplify and grow so that you too can achieve success. But in the moment, you have to be, or find a way to be happy for people around you, because one day you're going to be the one succeeding, and hopefully they'll be there for you to celebrate your success. The central card is really positive in that regard, because we have the Eight of Discs, or the Eight of Pentacles, which is a card of starting to grow your finances, grow your opportunities. And you are at a point now where you start to see some positive affirmation on your path, but 10 is really the end of a cycle, and you still have a little bit more work to do. For you, if you're really looking at when your best month is, I see August being the beginning of that, but it's really going to be around October for you. We're a couple months away, so I'm hoping that you remain patient in the interim. Emotions are going to play a really big role this month. We have the Ace of Cups, and really instead of focusing so much on work, finances, and sort of like material stability, really what is coming through in the cards here is love and relationships. It is a good month to start dating, to start looking for new relationships, or to continue to foster. If you've started something new and want to know, is it going to work? Where are we headed? This is a time to invest more in that relationship. Let me pull the rest of the cards, but I did get information coming right off the bat. I don't use the Thoth deck as much, but it is a very powerful deck, and often I get stuff right away from this. Okay. Before I continue, I want to pull a Catalyst card. The Catalyst card connects to that channeled information of being a champion and supporting people around you. It also connects to the overall message here, so it's a pretty important one. It's what you can do to really make this month the best. So the card reads receptivity, being receptive, being open, being able to accept love and to welcome love. And if you look at these cards, they're very, very similar. I think that this card's inspired by the Thoth deck here. But when I'm looking at this, what it means is be open to love coming into your life. A lot of times you can get on a path of, sometimes it's a self-fulfilling prophecy where you feel like, oh, I'm not having luck with this. I keep trying, to go out on dates. This isn't working, etc., etc. This one just says the mere act of believing and being open to positive things in your life, to blessings coming your way, makes those blessings all the more likely and all the more sort of more capable of setting root in your life. So just be open and be positive. Otherwise, you're almost feeding the negative possibilities, okay? Let's look at the deck here again and see card by card what's going on. So over the past few months, a lot of you, like I said, have been putting that extra work into basically making sure that your finances are in order. Maybe some of you have been working on home improvements as well. This is a time where you can now sit back and enjoy that a little bit. I see that there's been the hard work and that it's going to continue to grow. So take a moment and be grateful, appreciate it. So again, if it is a home improvement, maybe it's a great time to have a party. If you've been working on your finances, what you could do is do a very small treat to yourself. This isn't the time to blow the budget, because what you're trying to do is grow and add to that sort of like security or nest egg. But what you could do is something very small. It could be a night at the movies with your partner or your family. It could be an opportunity just to take a one-day driving trip somewhere and eat lunch out or something. But treat yourself and say, you know what, I've been working hard. I do deserve some sort of a relaxation and an ability to just sort of enjoy some of the fruits of my labor, okay? It's gonna go a long way in motivating you to continue, so that maybe in a couple months' time, your center card can be the 10 of Pentacles instead of the 8 of Pentacles, so that you can really feel like you're at the end of a phase, that you've accomplished your goals. But you do have to have small treats in the sort of building up phase, and I'd love for you to do that right now. What I see as we're heading into August, maybe July was a little bit challenging for you. You might have also been faced with a really difficult decision. The Two of Swords comes when it seems like you have two paths and both have trade-offs, and it's hard to sort of make a very clear decision. Other times it happens when you're not sure what to do next or why something just happened in your life. In Rider-Waite, it often has a woman or man sort of blindfolded with two swords, showing that they themselves are sort of holding in and creating some of the tension in their life. So what you can do to successfully move past the Two of Swords, you'll notice on the Thoth deck it says peace. You have to make peace with whatever the trade-off is in your life. For you, it seems like it's more of an opportunity cost than a physical cost. So if you have that opportunity cost coming in, know that at a certain point, action is necessary. So I'm getting the word act like in capital letters in my head. With that in mind, you're never going to know all of the little details. Sometimes you have to just go with the best information that you have at the time if you're a practical person, or the best intuition if you're a little bit more spiritual, and you have to move forward and make a decision. And then don't beat yourself up too much. Research, sort of think about, and then act. And I'm giving you sort of encouragement and permission, if you need it, to really do that within the first week. I feel like the second week you might have some opportunities that have passed you by. So inactivity can be just as bad as making the wrong decision. Sometimes you have to just go like a leader, a politician. They have to go with the best that they have at the time, and then later you can continue to work and evolve after that's been made. I feel like you've done the hard work to reap the rewards in work. Again, in the past, we see a lot of energy coming in with possibly a new job opportunity, possibly a different investment that you've been putting money in. But what that's going to do is, this is one step up from a page or a princess. So what I see happening for you is an advancement here in your status, or again, this could be a good time to talk about raises and future opportunities if you're someone that's employed for a larger company. If you're independently operating like a sole proprietor or you own your own business, what this is saying is forecast. I really want you to spend this month looking at where you intend to be by year's end and where you want to be a year from now. It's a month of forecasting and starting to get all of those dominoes in place so that you can take advantage of the momentum that I'm seeing, where there has been a lot of good work that's been done. Where you're headed over the next 2 to 3 weeks here, starting off really around the week of the 7th and the 14th, I see creativity sort of taking a big rush, a peak of creativity. So if you're an artist, a writer, a musician, the first week of the month is about sort of dealing with your business affairs, but I see a creative opportunity or a creative boon coming through for you around the middle of the month, where if you've faced some sort of like creative block, writer's block, or a lot of obstacles, that's going to go away. This is a good time for those of you that are looking to start a family, particularly if there's been any sort of challenges with fertility. The moon card is usually very good, at least in regards to where it's positioned here. I see the Ace of Cups and this Eight of Pentacles card right by it, showing me that it feels like the timing's right. If you're trying to start a family, plan a family, whatever, this is a good month to begin that process. Lots of love coming through. I really want you to focus on family relationships, interpersonal relationships, anything that maybe has gotten behind in the past because you've been working so much on your job or on other things. If you've been neglecting anyone in your life, this is really the month to allow for healing to happen. And excuse me, for those of you that are also looking for love to come in, this being in your ego position and this crossing the center is showing me that love can grow. And we're getting a really strong earth energy here at the top with the Knight of Discs. So a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, very likely. And I'm leaning towards Capricorn since the Devil card can represent Capricorn. So with that in mind, though, the timing seems to be something that may not be what you were expecting. Sometimes love comes when you're not looking for it. I want you to be careful with new love, not necessarily old love or existing relationships, but new relationships. I really want you to pay attention to, is this person available? This card is a little bit more abstract than the Rider-Waite card. What I like about a lot of Rider-Waite derivative decks is that you'll see chains holding two people together. And that's truly what the Devil connotation is. It's not so much about what's behind them, which is really more about fear. The chains are about someone not being readily available. So if you're possibly having someone come into your life, they may either be getting out of a long-term relationship, they may still be in a relationship and unhappy, or again, there could be some other things that could make the union less desirable or less it's not that it's bad, it's just the timing is off a little bit. So ask a lot of questions. If you're dating someone new this month, do your homework basically, and make sure that you're not caught unaware by, again, maybe that they're with someone or maybe that there's something that they're withholding. The Devil card usually shows an unknown that can cause difficulty, setbacks, or upset. So I want you, this is in your environment card. So the good thing is it's not necessarily with you. It's someone around you is having a difficult time this month. There's a lot of love coming through. So for those of you that are dealing with new relationships, just be very cautious. I really do feel like this is going to be through most of the month. Around the 15th or later is when this is going to ease a bit for you. And I did get a note that for some of you that are trying to have kids, there's an opportunity for twins. It's maybe taken a long time, but I see that coming through. This is in the hopes and fears, and I mentioned it without seeing it earlier, that I see you on continued growth. So we start off with where you're at this month, and notice the bottom says prudence. So the way to continue your success is to be mindful of how far you've come, what you want to continue doing, and like I said, with your business and with all financial affairs this month, you really want to be keeping your mind on long-term goals. But I love the 10 of Discs or the 10 of Pentacles because it shows security in the home, security in existing relationships, and growth at work. So overall, I see a lot of security for you in the coming months, particularly the autumn months, starting with October. So I see a really nice end of the year ahead of you. What's important for you right now, and this is sort of where you're headed, what the outcome is for this month, and also what I want you to pay attention to, is structure. Structure also in politics. So this isn't necessarily for people that are working in sort of civic duties, state politics or national politics. This is about the politics that exist in love relationships and that also exist in corporate relationships. So if you're trying to get ahead, and I see this as a year actually, when you can achieve a goal of being promoted perhaps, or getting additional income, you have to play the political sort of game that is part of your company. And this means going to company events, it means abiding by policies and regulations and supporting those. it's supporting your manager. So if this isn't something you like to do, then make peace with that. And this really is what the decision here is. And know that, all right, I can't do that. That's not in my person. Either I'm going to just acknowledge that I can't grow in this work opportunity, or that I need to seek other opportunities, because I see that as being something that you can do if you'd like this year. But it's not something where you should continue to complain. A lot of times I've been in work situations where there's people that are unbelievably unhappy, and instead of either acknowledging the limits of the workplace or the issues in their own personality or emotional makeup that are making success harder, they just complain. So what I want to encourage you to do this month is not complain, but either decide that it's good enough where you're at, or you're going to make changes to succeed, or 3, that you might actually just decide to seek work elsewhere or change your career path altogether. But there is no need to be unhappy, only to acknowledge, change, and or move on. One of those 3 things will break you free from this card, which is showing a feeling of being trapped, being held back. I understand that for many of you, it seems like money is a major concern. You may have a family, you may have debts, you may just have really high expectations of what you want to be doing in your life. All of these are fine, but there are other ways usually to achieve that stability and that success. On a very optimistic note, I see overall stability for you. I see the opportunity for new relationships to bloom, to blossom. And I see also an opportunity for you to break free of anything that's holding you back. So I always like to focus on the positive and to sort of like reduce or eliminate the fear from a reading. When I look at this, I see an abundance of love and an abundance of opportunity and money opportunities as well. So if that's been something you're struggling with, open your eyes, ask for help, lean on others. There could be a very strong water sign that is key to your success. So Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces could be that connection between you finding more stability in your life and feeling like, oh, nothing's working. So think about a very sensitive and or artistic type of person around you that could really help even you out and help you see things that maybe you haven't been open to receiving before. So now for the expanded forecast, we're going to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. So let me give the health cards a quick shuffle, and we'll pull from the center. And we're going to get rest and reconsider. And I mentioned that at the beginning, so this is reinforcing it. And I really would love for you to do it between anytime before the 9th. It feels very good here. So the first week into the second week, it's a fantastic time for you to take a day trip, a very small vacation or treat, just going out and eating dinner with someone that you love or enjoy their company. Let's now look at wealth. What can bring new opportunities to you? So this one says inventiveness. I spent a long time talking about creativity. So basically by the fruits of your own imagination and then ultimately your labor, because you see Vulcan here holding a hammer, sort of bringing things, molding things, making them happen. It's not enough to have a good idea, you have to act upon it as well. That's what's going to give you the success that you're looking for. Let's look at love and relationships. We'll pull from the bottom on this. I really do see harmony coming through by and large, and that's supported by all of the cups cards that I'm seeing. The only thing that I will say here is part of what you might be tasked with doing this month is to heal others. That's why the Devil card is here. But most of the energy, even the colors that I'm seeing here, very positive, a lot of growth and a lot of strength. Let's now look at destiny, and this is where you're headed, the trajectory, if you will, of your current month and your life in general. So the trajectory this month is really influenced based on your confidence. And if we look at the chakra colors in here, communication is going to be central to success this month. But what you have to focus on, we mentioned those political relationships, it's being very mindful of what you need around you for support. I feel like those are the pillars of this month. So making the right connections, very key to success both at work and home and in life. Open your heart this month. You'll notice that right towards the center we have the green, which is all about heart center. There's someone else who needs healing. You helping them is going to help heal yourself. Okay? So I'll summarize. It's a lot of information, but as I said, great opportunities in work happening. Could be a surprise relationship that comes in, an old friend or someone new. really getting a strong vibe towards earth signs, particularly Capricorn, as evidenced by the devil. With this new relationship, just make sure you've done your homework and make sure that both of you are ready and available for the commitments that may come with the relationship. It's a good time to start a family if you've been thinking about doing that. The main thing that I need you to do is to be more decisive this month and just simply make a decision. We already talked at length about the politics that are coming through. Again, with Champion. So part of what you want to do to succeed is to model the behaviors that you want others to have. So if you're a leader, you want to recognize, to support, and to be happy for other people's success. For health, your catalyst card is again to be receptive. So be open to all of these changes and these opportunities so that you don't miss something. So for your health, you need to take at least one health day or personal day or sick day this month and do something fun. For wealth, it's about your own ideas, your own inventiveness. You don't need to look to others. You need to look within and find a way to succeed based on your own mind and your own imagination, and then follow through on that. Overall, pretty good month for relationships. Finally, the key to your success is your own positive thinking and your confidence. And you'll exude that through how you're treating others and how you're acting and speaking to others. So we want to make sure that confidence is a projection of the best parts of yourself. That's all for this month. Overall, really good reading and some exciting information for you. If you ever need more of a one-on-one, I do offer personalized readings, and I'll post the link so that you can schedule one if you're interested. Otherwise, a great way to keep in touch, of course, is just to subscribe to this channel. I have a newsletter as well, which is where you can hear pretty much first when I'm putting anything out on this channel or any other products and services. I really only send about one a month. I'm very mindful of being respectful of the email list, so it's just a great way to keep in touch and find out very timely when something important is released. Otherwise, I'm on all the social networks, the major ones anyway, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Okay? If you found this something that you really liked, you can also choose to donate. I'll put a button for that. I appreciate that, and every bit helps. Otherwise, thank you so much. This is really here because of all the support that you guys give me in the way of likes, comments, and subscribe, so keep that up, and I wish you all the best. I'll see you in another month. Sat Nam, and thank you so much.